Hi, everyone. Look
Hello.
who's here. I've got Kevin's Loving Vibrations Tarot with me today. I'm so
Yeah.
happy he's here. I did a video with him on his channel. Uh, Pre-hurricane, everything's going to be PH or AH. So, welcome, Kevin. And can you tell everybody a little bit about your channel and how you started this
Yeah.
psychic stuff?
Well, thank you for having me. I had such a fun time with hanging out with you on my channel, so definitely looking forward to joining you. And hello to everybody in the chat. So, I have a YouTube channel. It's called Kevin's Loving Vibrations. Typically, I do more political readings or world events. Um, I always do a show Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So after this show, I will be doing another political show in a little bit. And then I have a weekly show with Mel Dore, which is always fun. Um, but I definitely identify more as an empath, so clairsentient and claircognizant. So I get really intense feelings, and then with that, a lot of times comes a knowing. I also do Reiki and energy healing, chakra rebalancing. I really enjoy doing that as well and really helping people. But a little bit about me and my start. I would say as a kid, I was always very sensitive. It scared me for a while. It would get really active at nighttime. So I was never a big fan of the dark. And so I shut it off for a while. And I didn't even realize it as being psychically gifted. It was just kind of like that overwhelming feeling. And then through my more adult years and getting those intense feelings or tapping into somebody's energy, um, you know, I definitely picked up that it was more of an empathic gift. Um, so I would say I started doing tarot a little bit around the 2016 election. Something around that time just really called to me to start learning it. And I was reading on the race between Trump and Hillary a lot. I've always been really into politics and what's going on in the world. So I learned tarot about that time, and shortly after, I would say I was getting a calling to start my own channel when we had like Linda G and Kirsten Langston, Intuitive View. I don't know. There's so many wonderful readers that really kind of started this community. Um, but I'm definitely a little bit more introverted, so it was definitely out of my comfort zone to start my channel. And then when COVID happened, I had a lot of childhood trauma that I hadn't really dealt with. And then COVID happened and I was unemployed for a year and a half. And so I really couldn't hide from a lot of that trauma. It kind of came surface. So I would say was really my spiritually awakening moment where I really started to do a lot of inner work and healing, and learning the Reiki. And with that too, like channeling that high vibrational energy and doing the healing, when I thought of it more as energy work and that connection to source and, to your guides, um, the gifts really started to develop with those attunements and really working on that. So I would say that really gave me the confidence to be like, okay, I feel comfortable where I can start my YouTube channel and really help people, especially with everything going on in the world. It's just so chaotic. We all kind of need a little bit of comfort and some answers to kind of help keep everybody calm.
Yes, and you do. You have a very calming voice and presence. So I know a lot of people tune in to see
Hmm.
you. I know there are a lot of the same people that are here with us today because I watch you. And I love when you're together with Mel, the Aloha Hawaiian shirt psychic,
Yeah.
right? That's what it
I
goes by.
think our energies balance each other's out
Yeah.
really well. Mine, I think, is a little bit more calm. Mel's brings the humor, and I like the balance between the two energies.
I somehow though need to just sometimes I just want him to turn off his phone. I'm like, Mel, turn off your phone. It's like, you can still see it. You can just turn off the ringer, Mel.
Right.
Like, there's
Yeah.
a little thing up there. Oh God. Okay. All right. So as many of you know, I do a card of the day. Oh, Jay's with us. Hey, Jay. Jay's uh, another reader and a very intuitive person, and he always helps me put up the questions, and he's
Oh,
been
nice.
just so wonderful. Everybody in the community loves him. I do card of the day every day, Way of Positive Change, Facebook and Instagram. And I just want to tell you about the yesterday and today, because if you're looking for love, or if you've been hurt and you're ready to start over again, this is the time. You need to be out. You need to be out and about, going to lunch, going to dinner, looking up at people that are looking at you, making eye contact. Because yesterday I got the 2 of Cups. All right. And then today I got the Ace of Cups. Now, if there were ever any optimistic cards about starting again, or forming a new alliance or relationship, or something you're passionate about, an upcoming project, or falling in love,
healing with that Ace of Cups, like healing past relationships,
healing past. Yes, I put that on there. Yeah, especially for yesterday. If you need to you have a forgiving and a reunion with somebody that you love, that where things got all messed up. Anyway, so it's just like, go for it, you guys. Come on. This is 2 days in a row. You got to do something here. Don't stay home. It's not the time to stay. Okay. Oh, and then Kevin, do you do private readings?
I do private readings and Reiki energy healing as well.
And how can people get a hold of you?
The best way to get a hold of me is to send me an email. It's kevinlovingvibration@gmail.com. I do have a cell phone that you can call or text. I typically will text back, but a work phone, it's area code 440-376-4088 if anybody's interested.
And that's all on your channel, right? In your
it's all on my channel, yep, in my About section, and I put it in the description box of my videos. Yep.
And if anybody wants to have a reading with me, I am open. It's a little slow. It's always a little slow before Halloween, because people are getting ready for parties and things like that. But you can just go to my website, thewayofpositivechange.com, and just hit the book a session or book an appointment tab. All right. So I have a couple of questions already that people wrote on the community page. And I also want to say thank you so much for when you put them on there, because it's very helpful. Christina Cardona asked, can we see and read if Florida gubernatorial candidate Charlie Crist, who used to be a Republican, now running as the Democratic challenger against DeSantis, let's look to see, will he win and be the next governor of Florida? Let's see about Crist.
You know, it's interesting because with a lot of these races, I really feel the energy going back and forth between people. Because I was picking up on Chris before the primary and feeling like he was going to win. But now I feel like the last time I checked, it felt like it might be DeSantis. But I think it's going to be really, really close. But let's throw some cards and see where the energy sits for Chris.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah, I was really worried because Chris sort of, when we got hit by the hurricane, and we took a direct hit here in the Cape, DeSantis was literally 3 miles from my house on the ground with the chopper, with the Blackhawks coming in. I mean, just, so he was everywhere. And Chris was just MIA because DeSantis took up, all the airways. So I thought, oh no, now he doesn't stand a chance. But other readers are saying, that he's going to win. So let's just take a look and see. And then when you're ready to go, because I'm running my yap.
Okay.
When you're ready to go for it.
I just feel like this race is going to be really close either way. I could really honestly feel it going either way.
Okay, let's see. All right. Charlie Crist. God, please. Jesus.
Ooh, I got a great card for him.
What's that? Charlie Crist.
Well, at the bottom of my deck, my 2 of Cups comes out. I'm just throwing a couple cards here real quick. It looks good for him. Oh, he's got great cards. All right, so like I said, the 2 of Cups, so this can be a partnership, being elected, partnership between him and the citizens of Florida. And I think we have women to thank for this. Women really coming out and voting, and Florida changing in a different direction with its native rods. The energy at the moment does feel like it's a little stale, like back and forth, like I'm picking up now, kind of
Oh, I got that one too.
but there is momentum coming in, and I do feel like right now, early voting has been really big in the states that allow it. A high turnout, I mean. But I feel like at the moment, I think with the inflation and all the unknowns, I do feel like there isn't a whole lot of momentum around a lot of Democrats. But I do feel like a couple October surprises that's really going to ramp up that momentum for Democrats and for Chris. Um, yeah, we have a good surprise with him above, and then his future, he has the Magician. So I would say yes, that is a definite yes. Being able to manifest that win. And then next to it, I have the Ace of Swords. So that's a yes as well.
Okay. Wow. I am just so surprised because, I mean, everything that was any airplay down here was like, and Governor DeSantis did this, and then
Hmm.
she was down here serving people food, and it was, our sheriff is like, and the governor is giving, So I thought, oh God, here we go. That's it. It's over. It's over. He's gonna get it. But when I look at these cards, I think he has a good chance.
Hmm.
I'm very nervous. This is the bottom of my Celtic cross. There's a decision that goes against him. Now, are they going to
Mm.
try to do some sort of recount here or some sort of judicial decision, legal decision? But
Yeah.
my other two big outcome cards are working together and the ace that I got today for my card of the day. So I'm going to say, and then I I feel like Christ is going to win, but I feel like there's going to be some sort of legal decision
Yeah.
to recount or haul things back in or do something. And I don't like that because I got the devil next to it. So there's some
Yeah. There was
sneaky.
just something.
Yeah. Did you get any
I
icky?
didn't with his throw, but I do feel like a lot of these races, Republicans have plans to try to get away with winning. I do see a lot of court cases too, and kind of a lot of chaos after the elections and after things are counted. Um, I just heard recount, so I'm sure Florida will have a recount. Um, but I feel Florida, Texas, Arizona, those are the ones that really stand out to me where, they're kind of going to be up to their old things that they try.
Yeah. So I don't like that blocking him because that's a major arcana on its side. And that means the law is not balanced. It something goes against him here. So I don't like
Hmm.
that. I hope he can overcome it.
And I just asked my pendulum, and I'm getting a yes that Chris will win. So I
Okay.
think that's a little bit of extra validation for it. I think it's going to be really, really close. So we all have to make sure that we vote and make sure that our friends and family vote. We really have to kind of bring that energy.
Okay. Do we want to back it up and just look to see how DeSatan does?
Sure.
All right. Hi, Blue Rose.
I'm going to use my deck of oppositions for him.
Okay.
Exactly what he deserves.
Yes. He is under investigation for the funds that he used for
Mhm.
sending the migrants, people who up to Martha's Vineyard for where the funds came from. He said it wasn't from the COVID relief funds. He said it was from the interest of those funds. But
Oh.
then they're like, oh, how did you get that much interest money? Where did you invest it?
Right.
All right. Let's see.
I don't know if I feel like there's going to be investigations into that. I don't know if I see trouble or anything major happening with him or Abbott from that, but I do feel more scandals, and I've often felt a connection between Matt Gaetz and DeSantis, and I feel like that will come out.
Yes, I agree. All right. DeSantis, will he win re-election for governor? Will he stay the governor? Will he keep his seat as the governor? Oh, this makes me so feared. I get scared. I'm so emotionally involved in this.
Yeah. You know what, too? I think that Trump's really going to have a go at DeSantis before the actual voting.
Well, early voting starts next week, and I think it's on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, and I mean it might be this week. No, I'm not sure. Everything's a mess. He hasn't said anything about him yet. I mean, he'd have to say
Yeah,
something before early voting starts.
right. I get him walking away.
Wow.
I have the Eight of Cups below him walking away. That's at loss. Um, at the bottom of my deck, I have the Hierophant reverse. So this is the corrupt leader, who's very overindulgent. With this Queen of Cups reverse, overindulgence, and there's a battle, a fight, um, some kind of roadblock coming his way with this Five of Wands. I do have the Nine of Cups, which normally I would say would be a good card, like wishes being fulfilled. But with this, there's a woman for this Nine of Cups. Typically, it's a man. And the energy crossing it, I have the Tower. So there's a Tower moment happening for DeSantis, probably around some kind of woman, some kind of scandal. Or this could even be women being his downfall by voting. Him walking away. Ten of Cups, often like that family. Often this is my Republican card, but it's reversed in this deck. So something happening. Maybe Republicans turning on him. Maybe this is where I'm feeling like Trump might be going after him, causing him a lot of stress and burdens. But this is like him face planning down the mountain in this deck. So this is defeat. I have the Eight of Wands, but it's reversed in this. Normally, this is doing hard work. This is, I think he thinks it's in the bag for him.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Two of Pentacles, so being really off balance. And this is reversed, so it's like he's doing a face plan again. So it doesn't look very good for him. But I would definitely say, make sure to vote, because I think that's going to be a really close race, and like I said, recount. It feels like it's going to be really close.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take your cards because I
Yeah.
like them better than mine. I
Okay.
do think that he's going to try to pull a fast one and that he's paying people to help him make some changes. So we've got some dirty dealing here.
Yeah.
So I like Christ's cards better. But seeing him perform and down here, I mean, it's got to be the abortion thing or the migrant thing. I don't know. I'm just going to be floored. I mean, it's almost like too much for me to hope for. So I'm just going to take your answer.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, okay, Kevin's right. Yay!
I mean, we know him though. We know that he's got some tricks up his sleeve. He's very crooked and sketchy, and just so when tapping into his energy, just so arrogant.
Yeah, and he has just been on this hurricane. He just used every single second of airtime to puff his chest up, and oh my goodness. And of course, we need the help, but oh man, it's just
And there was a lot of representatives, I think, in Florida that even voted against the funding.
Yeah, I know Rubio did because he said there were other clauses in there. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hopefully that's serving him well. Somebody asked, if you don't mind me saying real quick, what deck I was using. And this is the deck of oppositions, which I like because I don't typically do reversals in my reads. But these are very positive when upright and very kind of dark when they're in reverse. So I like using them for not very nice people like DeSantis.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. Now, before we get in too much further into the time, since you're my guest, I have to ask you this question because I ask everybody. Now we're having, there's a couple of us readers that are getting some tough times ahead with the financial situation, and I've been talking to, I don't know if Beth Cat's here in the chat or not. I've been talking to Beth Cat. I've been talking to a couple of different people, and we text back and forth, and and there's Marianne from Revealing Light got some really tough cards. Johnny dropped a video yesterday that said that he was asking what's going to be the topic of what's going to be the talking point or the news headline that takes Trump out of the news headline. And it was the economy and a failure, either in a big company or big bank. So I'd like to ask, for the next 3 to 4 months, could you read and see if there's going to be an economic downfall or Thanksgiving surprise?
Yeah.
How do you see the average United States citizen doing with their finances? Is there going to be an economic downfall?
I'm not feeling like a total downfall, like a like 08, or a crash. I do feel like it's going to be a tough winter. I feel just intuitively, for the economy. But I feel like by like next summer, I really feel like it's going to be a lot better. I feel really good about like summer of next year. But I do think it's going to be a little bit tough with the inflation and.
What about a liquidity problem or the failure of a big bank or something like that? Let's see what you get.
Yeah, I'll throw some cards on.
Let's see what your guides and angels have to say. Are we going to have a big financial downturn in the next few months? And I got that there would be some sort of deal that somebody shirks on, like we're betrayed, or the banks don't do what they're supposed to do, or they made real estate investments that now, because the Fed has raised the interest rate, they aren't as liquid. They can't get rid of them as quickly.
Yeah.
And so, all right, go ahead. You got it?
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, as I was shuffling, my guides sometimes will show me tarot cards or show me things, and I did see the sun, so I do think it's going to be all right in the end. But we are going to need some strength and courage to get through this. And yeah, I have the Six of Pentacles next to that, so there's some give and take. This is kind of I could definitely see this like something like a bank or some kind of financial collapse because they were taking too much. I do get that right now we have the Hangman, so things being suspended, but this also being a time to look at things from a different perspective. But there's going to be a lot of heartache with this Five of Cups crossing it, feeling kind of defeated. But again, this is like crying over spilt milk, us having our focus over here, but things will get better over here, trying to look at the bigger picture. Yeah, there's some big money, big business bank system with this Ten of Pentacles at the bottom responsible for it. And it is going to make us feel a little restricted.
What card is that? And you're using, because Stephanie from Trillium Tarot is asking, that's Morgan Greer. Yes, it's the Morgan Greer. But what?
This one's a little bit different. This is the Nine of Swords, which is mainly about people being really scared. But in this one, it kind of reminds me a little bit more of the Eight of Swords with that restriction.
Right, that's what I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're
speeding up and things getting better. But I feel like it's next summer because I have the 8. That 8's really sticking out to me. So maybe by next August. So it might be tough. I feel like it's going to be a tough winter.
A tough winter. So, so you believe
not a total crash, but I think it's going to be hard on most everyday people. I think with inflation, and I think there's going to be a lot of fear out there.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, we already have a lot of that now too, though.
Okay. Hi, Susie Z. We'll hang in there. Hopefully the cell service will get better. My son doesn't even have internet yet. So, I mean, it's just still crazy here. Okay, so I'm getting the same. I'm getting that commitments were not kept,
Okay.
which will lead to a legal proceeding. But commitments were not kept, and that stabs us in the back somehow. Somebody was foolish.
Yeah.
And not minding the law. You know, we were balanced, we got all balanced, and then look what they did. And they got greedy, and then now this is already happening here. For instance, yesterday I went to one bank to move a little bit of money from one bank to my other bank in case my air conditioner quits. So I have to have all the money in one place so I can write a check. But the contractors are not accepting for all the repairs. And this is all over from Orlando all the way down, even on the other side for repairs from the hurricane. So it's a huge problem. But the liquidity is not there. Like they had to give me all $20 bills and said I was the last withdrawal for that because I had to move it from my air conditioner.
Oh, wow.
So, and then I asked the next bank and they said it was the same thing. They were limiting because everyone's asking for cash to pay for their repairs.
Right.
So I'm getting restriction. So, you know, I asked a couple friends and a couple other people that I read for, and they said, yeah, it can be a ripple effect. That can, maybe that just starts it because all the cash starts to flood down to Florida. And then, you know, because that's a lot of money.
Right.
That's a lot of people. I mean, if you look at my family alone, my son and daughter-in-law need a new roof. My ex-husband and his wife need a new roof. And my daughter-in-law's parents flooded and had the mud in the bottom. So they're 2 feet up the wall and have to have that all gutted out and everything inside their home and pulled.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just in my family. So, so I feel that like there's this restriction here, like you got with the 8 and the 9, and then there's rulings and cutoffs, and the justice is trying to come in and help, but there's a tower movement here where it's just sort of shocking that the greed and the deals that they made and the greediness or lust for the money made it unstable.
Yeah.
So how long is this tenable? How big of the problem does it get? But at least this is the outcome card. So this is like they're going to have to, maybe the Fed, they rob Peter to pay Paul. And then they're able to get through it, you know? But this is a better outcome card. And so what was your outcome card?
I put it away. I'm trying to remember.
Was it the 6 of
Pentacles?
Pentacles?
I had the 8 of Wands.
Okay, news coming quickly.
Yeah. But I was also intuitively picking up, I think, that 8 months of next year, like things being better by next summer.
Okay, good. All right. Well, that's good.
I think by next summer it's going to be a lot better. I feel like winter's going to be kind of hard. I think as we get into spring, things will get a little bit better, but then by summer, I think things will be back on track.
Okay. All right, Sharon Sipe, I hope you do better. She says she's going back to the hospital. And I also wanted to say thank you to Anna for the super chat because I didn't want to interrupt Kevin. Okay, so the next question is, Steph Graham asked if Elon Musk, he seems to be living up in his ego a lot lately, and even perhaps assisting Putin's cause. Will all of this make Elon's empire explode?
Yeah, let's look. That's a good question. I wanted to take a look at Elon. I don't know about totally imploding, but I see like him losing a lot of his wealth and money.
Yeah. Well, he's acting like someone peed in his Cheerios. That's what I got on the last reading. He's just saying he's going to remove Starlink from Ukraine. I mean, he's right up Putin's, you know what?
Well, right, and it was all about greed too, because he wanted the U.S. government to pay for that. They said, you know, that they would look for somebody else to help Ukraine, and then he kind of backed off of it a little bit.
Oh, Johnny's here. Hi, Johnny.
Mm.
Yeah, he's not right. And they gave him 3 million for some of that equipment and to hold the equipment in place. So the United States did. So I don't know what he's, going on and on and on about. Yeah, he's greed. What have you got there?
Well, I had the Emperor pop out, which doesn't surprise me. All about wanting that control, um, thinking so highly of himself. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely see a major loss for his finances because we have the Five of Swords next to the Four of Pentacles. So there's some kind of loss where he's going to try to hold on to his money. And he's coming through as the King of Pentacles next to that. There's a lot of like defending himself, a lot of burdens, being on the defensive.
Mm-hmm.
There's those obstacles, all that stress.
Is that the 10 of Wands?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got that too.
And then I have the Five of Wands too. So this deck, it's kind of like playing tug of war. So being very much in the defensive. I have the government or that role of authority, signifying him crossed by some kind of celebration. So that's kind of interesting, I think, with the with like that Russia connection I'm feeling, like government causing him some kind of celebratory offer, and then like feeling like his wishes are fulfilled, but the energy going into his future is total loss and really affecting his money. I don't feel that that Twitter deal really going through either, because I think they're trying to force him to, but I don't know if he even has the money to pay for it. I see a lot of burdens for him and quite a bit of loss, but he feels right now like his wishes have all come true and he's like celebrating, but I don't see that being long lived. What are you picking up?
I'm getting a lot of burdens too, burden
Mhm.
and debt, and he's picked up on some things
Mhm.
he shouldn't have picked up on.
Yeah.
So he's really hindered here. Karma's a bitch, and it's coming for him. He is going to make another problem for the Starlink thing though, because he goes forward, then he backpedaled.
Mhm.
Now he's bitching about it again, and he's always coming up with something, but he changes direction. Thank you, Gigi. Thank you, Annie. He changes direction like he changes his underwear. Hopefully, he's not going commando, and he is he's the magician. He's going to have legal problems, and his greed gets him into more legal problems. So he is facing, but he's still gathering the coins there. But
Yeah.
he's definitely got some burdens and some legal problems. All
Yeah,
right.
he also feels like right now just very arrogant and
Yeah.
like he can get away with anything, but I think he's going to have a rude awakening here shortly.
Yeah, he's sort of like on that same line that Satan is, and Satan
Mhm.
even gave him praise yesterday. So yeah,
Oh, really?
they're all in the big
And now you have Kanye West acting
yeah,
crazier than normal. So,
he's whoa, and he's not Kanye anymore. He's Ye now, right?
um,
It's just YE. How do you say that? Is it just Ye?
I would guess.
Like he's trying to be like P Diddy or something? Like I don't know what he's doing. Um, okay, who cares? Just put them all in the paddy wagon. I don't even care.
Right.
Go away. Go away. All right. Speaking of taking them away, all right, I got you to do your economy. So you don't think it's going to be that bad. And the Two of Pentacles gives me a better feeling about it, even though we're shocked. The Two of Pentacles made me feel better about it.
Yeah.
All right. Michael Flynn. He's doing these 2-day tour events that are getting a lot of recognition and participation, a big movement and rallies combining politics, religion, and conspiracy theory together. He says it's a spirit, they're fighting a spiritual war, and he's getting all these Christian nationalism evangelicals to come. He's recruiting them and bringing divisiveness and promoting division within our country.
Yeah.
And it's just really bad. It's really bad because he's having a lot of success. So I want to know, is he someone we really just need to get the hook for him, the net, the hook, something. Will he continue to be successful with these rallies or not? Because if they need to haul him in on the charges for the January 6th thing, because if he's allowed to continue, this is going to be really terrible, because these are the
Yeah.
hard right-wing, racist.
It's a cult.
Yeah, they're against, Jewish people. I mean, there's
Mhm.
bad stuff happening, really bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
let's see.
definitely always felt him going down. I think it's especially for the January 6th stuff, but I think it's just a matter of timing, which isn't always the easiest to pick up. But I feel like next year there's going to be so many court cases and really things ramping up.
But
But
they're
let's take a
giving
look.
him momentum to
Mhm.
get these people to. This is really bad. So let's
Yeah.
see if he's going to be stopped. Will he continue to be successful with these rallies or not? Hi, David. Hi, Patricia. Okay. Mike Flynn. He's just stoking the fire of
Ooh.
hate.
Yeah.
First card. He's trying to escape the net. I'm going to get him. Somebody's going to get him. He's fanning, how do they say that? Fanning the flame, stoking the fire
Yeah.
of hate and racism and.
My cards are really interesting, because the first card that I saw was the walking away. But like I said too, it feels like it's a matter of time. Like I don't, with the hangman next to that, I don't know if that's going to happen right now. I feel like it's going to take a little bit of time. But him and many other people are going to have to go away, and I've always felt jail for him. But I do see some things ramping up because we have the chariot signifying him, so things moving forward quickly. Um, and with this Knight of Pentacles, I feel like there might be an indictment coming in for him very soon. I
Oh,
think
what card was that, Kevin?
Knight of Pentacles,
Okay.
but it's also a card of like slow and steady. So big information coming out with this, some big news coming out, but then like this indictment coming in, which it will come in, but as we know, it takes a while. Um, but I'm getting some more stuff about Russia coming through, and being paid a lot of money, to have his dreams be, wishes being fulfilled. But this all coming to the surface, so I feel like it's something with Russia, but also I feel like the January 6th stuff is really going to take them down too. That connection, but something big coming out about Russia. I feel like.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I've got my Pooty card and my Mother Russia card
Mhm.
here. So there's a huge announcement about
Yeah.
his ties to Pooty. So that's going to be coming. And we want him to go out, right now. But they're saying this is going to take some time, Lori. So you better be
Yeah.
patient, and it's going to be patience and perseverance. But hopefully, someone's going to close the mouth of his, take his bullhorn away from him with this strength card. It isn't going to happen overnight. But this
Yeah.
announcement, I think we're getting the same vibe that there's an announcement about his affiliation to Putin, and then that will hopefully dismantle what he's doing. It doesn't matter when other people support him. I mean, Tucker Carlson's doing it all over the place.
Right.
Okay.
I think from right now until probably around like Christmas, the end of the year, things are going to be really kind of ugly with everything going on, all the divisiveness, all the chaos, circus, with these Republicans, and from now till the election. After the election, they're going to do they're going to deny it like they did in 2020, and I really see things being ugly until I think like the new year, and I see a lot of this stuff settling down. I've said for a long time I feel like the Republican Party is really going to fracture after this midterm election, um, where they'll actually kind of turn on one another. You'll have all the crazy conspiracy theorists, all the Trump lovers on one side, and then you know people that have conservative principles on the other side, and them really kind of going back and forth. So I think it's going to settle down after. It feels like after the new year, but it's going to be a little crazy from now till then.
Okay. All right. So you've given us something to at least look forward to, but
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's going to be tough. His
yeah, we have to stay
justice
grounded
card is
during this
on the
time.
bottom. So,
Mhm.
but this takes a while to get a rope around him, get a net around his head for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah,
Okay. Um. All right. I've got another question here. This was really. I mean, they're all really important to me, but this really yanked my chain for as far as the climate crisis goes.
mhm.
The Nord Stream pipelines 1 and 2 go under the Baltic Sea near Sweden and Denmark, and the Sweden Prime Minister is saying that there's been sabotage because the first line has been broken 4 times, the second line has been broken twice.
Oh,
They both are emitting gas into the air and fuel into the water, so they can't bring ships around them. Um, but it wasn't exporting at the time it was broken. It wasn't exporting oil to Europe at that time because Russia had already shut it down weeks ago. But seismologists detected underwater explosions near the pipelines yesterday on Monday. Um, yeah, neither was exporting gas at that time. Um, so I want to know, did Russia sabotage these lines?
yeah, yes, they did.
Oh, you
And I
think?
think
Oh, you already think so before even looking.
I've read on it
Oh,
before.
oh, okay. I'm sorry.
But as you're talking, I definitely yes, and I feel like that seismic activity was probably explosions being captured on the
That's
floor.
what they think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we'll
Okay.
throw some cards. But I feel very strongly it was Russia.
Okay. Is Russia responsible for breaking the pipelines? I mean, it's bad for the climate.
Yeah.
Christina, thank you. I read on your question back in the beginning for Charlie Crist, and Kevin got a yes. So, all right. Is Russia responsible? I feel like Putin is going crazy right now, and I don't
Hmm.
think he's done with his. I just think he's trying to get more people to do his dirty work for him. You know, the dude in Belarus and the leader in Belarus, and I don't think that's a good situation at all because he's not. You know, he's KGB. He's not likely to back
Yeah.
down. You know.
I see the Putin situation. I see a solution to that. It feels like probably by the end of the year, um, where he's either taken out or he has to leave. Um, both of my Russia cards came up, so I would say definitely Russia. Um, Queen of Cups often and the Empress represent Russia for me. So Queen of Cups, that battle. So and that's interesting too because underwater it's a battle of ships with this Nine of Wands. Um, yeah, trying to rile up people's emotions, get them scared, and also him being very emotionally unstable. More information is going to come out about this, like a whistleblower or a spy in the camp, that's going to change things into a new direction, where things will get better. But yeah, Putin's just very hell bent on being victorious. Um, I have the Empress in the future, so like I said, again, Russia. Um, Queen of Swords. um, I feel like this is like some kind of court, like a world court going after Putin and Russia for this. Um, and then with the Knight of Swords, like this is like quick action. It's not really he's not really thinking through all the consequences of his actions. He doesn't care. He's just very impulsive. He just wants to create chaos and really rile up people's emotions. But I think it's going to get better. I think it's going to stop here soon. Like I said, I don't feel like he's going to be in the picture too much longer.
Okay, good. And I clicked on that question too quickly. Sorry, I was
Oh,
going to star it, but that's the next question.
okay.
Okay, so anyway, I get the same thing. I'm getting a
Definitely
definite
a
yes.
connection.
And then like Blue Rose was saying, I'm wondering on if the same thing was done in Alaska because there's all the crabs are dying
Crab,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like something's
The submarines, the Russian
yes,
submarines.
something's
Yeah.
not right. But my aunt, yes, broke the ethics and sent the soldiers, and this is my military card, so I'm getting a
Mhm.
definite yes that he is responsible for that. Okay. So now the next question from Sissy is, do you see the Oath Keepers causing violence after the midterms? And so Mike Flynn is getting all of those groups,
All riled up.
Yes.
I'll just say I've read on this many times, and I do feel some chaos, but I don't feel anything like the 6th of January happening again.
Okay, good.
But I definitely see a lot of like riots and protests, some destruction and violence. I do feel that, but I'll see what the cards say. And it's just so important during all of these crazy times for us to really, kind of rise above it and stay grounded. Not buy into the fear and really just allow that love to come in for yourself and rising above that. And kind of, we want to set those positive intentions that this kind of stuff doesn't happen, or, that it's going to be squashed. So kind of like visualizing that, but we're like raising our vibrations and a lot of us like to sit and watch the news all day. I can't really do that anymore because it's all fear. It just gets you so worked up, and it's really just affecting you and kind of amplifying that energy that causes more fear. So we're definitely going to have to try to stay really nice and grounded during these next few months.
Yeah, and I urged everyone to do financial gratitude lists over this past weekend because uh, that's one of the highest forms of prayer is giving
Yeah.
thanks. If you want more to be thankful for, you got to really put it out there give thanks for what you've already received. And every time the feds have pulled us out, or the leaders have pulled us out of any financial downturn, so we get through it, and it'll work. It works every time. So I am getting some problems with people, some bullying activity. What are you getting?
I'm throwing no, and I don't like seeing the tower crossing the reef.
Yeah, I have the 5 of Swords, so there's definitely going to be people that are trying to,
Intimidate,
they just want
bully.
things. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I see them really trying to delay things like they did last time, with like the like with that counting the electors and all that. Like there's some kind of delay. They'll be pushing for recounts, and they're holding on to money. So I think that there's a lot of funding going for a lot of these groups, um, and then there's some heartbreak. Like I said, there's some heartbreak, and then the tower's crossing it. So I think it is going to be pretty dark and scary. I'm not feeling anything like the 6 again, like I said before. But with this King of Wands in this deck, he kind of, his energy feels like it's pretty like stubborn and like a fighting kind of energy. So like I said, I do feel like some violence. They have the Emperor in the future, so this is that need to kind of control the patriarchy, that like white nationalist attitude. But things being okay because of the government stepping in. So I think a lot of truth will be revealed. A lot of action by the government will come in to kind of to stop that. I think it's going to be okay, but it's going to be kind of scary again, I think.
Okay, more scary than actuality of events.
I think a lot of it's going to be handled by the government.
Okay.
I think that there will be some events, but nothing like the Capitol.
Yeah, because these groups that Flynn is like that he just did the 2-day event, and I Eat Paste. Eric was there, Eric Trump was there, and
Yeah.
that, and he's just saying we're fighting a spiritual war against these people, and it's a battle between good and evil. I mean, he's it's okay. All right, so and I also, so you're going to be on, we're going to do another question, but you're going to be on your channel at 2:30 Eastern
today, yeah.
right? And then I'm going to be a guest live with Denise Spiritual Growth Tarot and Lisa
Nice.
at 4:11 Eastern, which is 1:11 Pacific today. So
yeah, usually after my show, Denise's show starts. So it'll be, if you want to catch up on more politics, you can come over to my channel and watch. And then by the time I'm done, Denise normally starts hers.
Yeah, we're going to have fun. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So overall, let's just take a look at how regular people like you and I, because I'm always trying to dig at this Thanksgiving, the vibe between Thanksgiving and Christmas. I always ask every reader that comes on, are people going to be able to buy their normal Christmas presents? Are they going to be feeling celebratory? What's the general mood going to be for average you and I?
Yeah.
Hi, Mari. Hope you guys are doing good with the cleanup up there. Okay. How are you and I going to be feeling between Thanksgiving? Just getting to Thanksgiving is a stretch. Good.
Right.
And that's all after all the eclipses, right? We've got the eclipse.
Oh, yeah. Is there solar eclipse on the election day?
I know.
That's a lot of powerful energy right there.
Is it solar or lunar?
I'm thinking of, is it lunar?
I think it's lunar.
Okay.
Somebody help me. Big Steph, are you in there? Is it lunar on the 8th? Or is it solar? Am I wrong? Won't be the first time today if I'm wrong.
Oh, that's interesting. Like I said, I feel very kind of similar energy to that last read. When we were looking at the economy and like for wintertime, I get, I do feel like the energy cross, the signifier for the read is the 5 of Cups. So there is some kind of sadness, some kind of grief. I do think that it is going to be a bit of a financial struggle for families with the lover crossing it. But it's interesting because I get Biden in here, and there's some help and assistance coming in with this Page of Pentacles.
Some what? What is coming in with Biden?
Some financial assistance. A lot of people have seen like stimulus or something like that. I don't know if I feel stimulus, but I feel like there is going to be some help from the Biden administration as we start this new journey. I think with Democrats still in control of the House and Senate, able to actually get stuff done. So I do think it's going to be a little bit of a challenge during those times, but there is going to be help. And then in the future, I have the 9 of Pentacles, which is all that abundance and sitting pretty. So I think it's going to be okay in the long run, but because of the help given. But there is some kind of sadness and like grieving, like, am I going to really be able to do a whole lot for my family? And,
Okay.
I do feel strongly. I think that I think this winter is going to be a little tough. We'll get through it though. We'll persevere.
Yeah, there's going to be. I get. It's funny that you brought up Biden because I got the first base of my cross was concern about Biden and if
Mm,
he was going to do okay and just some anxiety
yeah.
um, because there's change and there's a lot of competitiveness within the party. But and there's my guides keep telling me you're not seeing something, Lori. There's something you're still not seeing. You're trying to pinpoint something, but you're
Mm,
still not seeing it. Um, I think people are going to be confused on whether they can spend money or buy the presents, or are we going to stay stable, or is it not stable? Like they're not
everything's up in the
feeling.
air.
It's like their security is gone
Mhm.
or in question.
Yeah.
So it isn't bad, and these aren't major arcana, but so it's just I think it's a little bit of time of uncertainty.
Yeah.
So okay, all right. So where are
Somebody
we?
said it was a partial solar, which is what I thought it was, and then somebody said it's a lunar. So,
Yeah, I think
eclipse.
it's a total lunar eclipse because I think I looked it up for the lab, but I could have looked at the wrong thing. Um, so we'll have to just Google it after we're done.
Yeah,
Um, I
but
think
still,
it's a
energy is
partial
pretty
solar
powerful.
on the. Okay, so the first eclipse is a partial solar, and then the one on election day is a total lunar, right? The eclipse is coming up. Oh God, I thought I turned the thing. Partial solar, October 25th,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
a lunar eclipse on election day.
okay, so we're both
Mhm.
we're both right, which is good.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let's just do. Unless you have another, do you have another question, or can we just go ahead and say what do our what does everybody, what do our viewers need to know for
Yeah,
this week's energy?
sure. I like,
Okay.
for, like, the collective group readings, I have this wonderful deck, it's called Postcards from Spirit. Um,
Oh, how lovely.
I'll read a message. I'll pull a card for the collective for what advice we need for the next week.
Okay, that's good. Oh, Stephanie says, okay, so I guess they like that deck. All right. And if you haven't checked out Trillium Tarot's, Stephanie at Trillium Tarot's, her YouTube channel, she does walkthroughs. Stephanie, have you done is your video with Johnny tonight? Is that tonight or was that last night? I hope I didn't miss it. Tell everybody about, you're going to be doing a live with Johnny from Tarot's Apprentice, if you could. Okay. Oh, it's tonight. Yes. Okay, good. Everybody, make sure you tune in for that. It'd be Stephanie's first time on YouTube, not to make you nervous, Stephanie.
Mm.
I'm so naughty.
All
Okay.
right. I pulled a card for our collective group. Any advice or messages from Spirit for this next week? Postcard I got was Celebrate Life. And Spirit saying, Dear you, uncertainty is the new normal for the whole world. Things are changing at rapid pace, and the old ways we once trusted are no longer reliable. But leaving the familiar behind can be a good thing. When you are pushed to step into the unknown, you are pulled forward in discovering new possibilities that have been hidden in plain sight. Check in with your higher power. Your soul knows better than your small self. Have faith in the support of a higher power and the infinite potential for your life. Right now, the advice we have for you is this: try something new, do something different. You won't know how it feels, what it looks like, or what the outcome will be if you do not take that first step into the unknown. and experience the unfamiliarity. You'll be so glad you did because the treasure will appear. We are so proud of you for being brave. You are so loved and so supported. And it's a beautiful message.
That's
And
so
it kind of goes
wonderful.
with what we're feeling with like the energy, all this uncertainty in the world and fear. And I'm really feeling like with this message, just like I said before, kind of step out of the fear, um, and just know that everything's going to be okay. Sometimes it's so hard to let go of that control or wanting to, control everything. Um, and I think if we can kind of just get out of our way a little bit and just be, or, just take that leap of faith, Spirit's saying that you'll be rewarded for that. So,
I love that message. I'm not even going to touch that. It was so beautiful. How could you add anything to that?
right.
If you tried to add anything to it, would just detract, actually. That's so wonderful. Wow. Just take the reins and go for it. Try
Yeah.
something new. Yeah. Wow. That's like, the cards of the day saying, get out there and go fall in love.
Yes.
All right. Perfect. Okay. Kevin, thank you so much. It's been so much fun. We did some really great questions. I think we got some really great answers. Thank you. And could you remind everybody how to get a hold of you if they want to schedule a reading with you?
Yeah, you can email me at kevinlovingvibrations@gmail.com, or you can call or text 440-376-4088. And please come over to my channel and subscribe. I'm really trying to get to 5,000 subscribers before the end of
Woohoo!
the year. A couple hundred away, but that is my goal. And every 1,000 subscribers, I give away a couple free readings or Reiki sessions. So I would appreciate that support. And it was fun as always, Lori, to work with you and do these readings together. And I'm happy to be on your channel today.
Thank you so much. And if anyone wants to schedule a reading with me, can go to thewayofpositivechange.com. And I hope to meet you and see you soon. And with that, we'll say goodbye. And that lovely message, my God, I need to rewind and listen to that.
It
That was
was a good
so
one, yeah.
wonderful. It was really one of the best ones. And don't forget to tune in. So go to Kevin's channel after, and then I'll be on Denise's channel, Spiritual Growth, at 4:11 Eastern, 1:11 Pacific. And then tonight, Stephanie from Trillium Tarot will be on with Johnny from Tarot's Apprentice. And I don't know what time, so check out his community page. Hopefully he's posted that. Okay. All right. Much love to you guys. Thank you for everyone who has reached out to me and our community and said prayers and sent super chats or PayPals. I'm trying to get to everybody. A few of you, I'm trying to do a few emails. Thank you so much. And you guys have a great rest of your week.
Bye, everyone. Have a blessed day.
Bye.